You know how you always ask me questions about if I've seen this, if I've seen that. Have you ever seen Eddie Murphy Raw or Delirious?
Delirious is a stand-up, isn't it?
They both are, yeah.
Which one is he in like the red outfit?
That might be Raw, and I think Delirious is the purple one.
You're saying raw, right? Like RAW?
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds like you're saying war. That
Apologies.
accent, that accent out of there. Nah, I haven't seen neither one. Not that I can remember off top.
Okay, but like, so again, I'm sure you've been, as a child, you're driving home from wherever. Mom, I want McDonald's or I want some kind of takeaway, and your mom would be like, "We've got it at home." Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like that's Miami's like way of saying? Everyone's saying, go get offensive linemen. And Miami like, no, we've got offensive linemen at home. But it's like the ones you got at home, they're not McDonald's. Like it's not the same. And I've been in my mind all week. I don't know why, but you got Brian Flores in his press conference on Friday saying that there might be some changes to the offensive line, but no, we're not going to tell you. Obviously, they haven't brought anyone in, but I'm just like, you might want to. I don't know if you've seen it, but Mike Pouncey was at training today, kind of giving some tips and stuff like that, and he's lost a lot of weight. He looks like a linebacker now, but for whatever Miami are doing to the offensive line, be it moving people around or dropping people, I just have the feeling that it's not going to improve that much. What do you think?
Are you going to ask me why I'm wearing a sleeping mask, Kadeem?
I wanted to, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to just keep going and just pretend that you're not looking at me. I don't know if it's because of my new glasses. You just don't want to have that eye-to-eye contact. I find it quite rude, actually. But at the same time, just you do what you got to do.
So for those listening to audio, we're on video. Again, we're at Go Time Dolphins on all social media. We're at Go Time Dolphins on YouTube. And I have I call it a blindfold, but someone told me it's a sleeping mask. And it's actually on right now, so I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna take it off because I couldn't see what was going on. But I actually sleep with a sleeping mask. I don't know if that's funny or not. Like you ever slept with one of those, Kadeem?
No, but I think I'm going to need to. Like now I'm working nights. Like the light through my curtains and stuff just wakes me up. I feel like a sleeping mask will mean I sleep a lot later. So I can see why you probably sleep with one. Makes sense,
bro. It is a game changer. Like the sleeping mask is a game changer. I work, night shift, day shift, throughout my travels, and I would like cover up my eyes and stuff. Like any light peeking through the curtain would wake me up, and it'll disturb me while I sleep. And I like, you know what? I'm going sleeping mask shouty on them. So I got the sleeping mask, and this is a long time ago. This is years. I've slept with sleeping mask. I'm like, nah, I'm never going back. And like it's like you sleep longer. Like no light disturbs you. I'm like, man, I'm out of here. So I was thinking this morning, I got a phone call. I sleep with my phone on Do Not Disturb for those who have an iPhone. I don't know if an Android has the Do Not Disturb function, but I have Do Not Disturb on my phone. And for those of us who use Do Not Disturb, someone has to call back to back to get their call through if you're on Do Not Disturb. So I get this phone call, and you guys know I work night shift. I get this phone call, and I got my sleeping mask on. I'm feeling for the phone. I can't even find it. You know what I'm saying? Phone ringing. I take the mask off, and I answer, hello? And it's somebody offering like a job. I'm like, man, like, I don't even know this person, by the way. I'm like, yo, like my phone was on Do Not Disturb. That means you called back to back. And then I looked, and he did call back to back. I'm like, yo, like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And I have this thing. I can't go back to sleep You know what I'm saying? Once I wake up, it's a wrap for me. So I can't go back to sleep. So I've been up. I probably, if I look tired, it's because I am tired, right? And it's funny because me, LB, Bert, X, we lived in the same house before. And this is a long time ago. We was younger. X had to go to work. And I'm like, dang, X gonna be late for work. So I ran to his room, opened the door, woke him up. X, you gonna be late for work? He wakes up. He says, man, Slick, I got my alarm clock set, right? I said, well, the alarm clock didn't go off. You got to go to work. And he looks at his alarm clock and he said, it's going to go off in 2 minutes. You robbed 2 minutes of my sleep.
We've all been there. We've all been there. And the thing is, like, those 2 minutes, they are vital. Like,
oh, no. Hey, you need that. I need all of them. I need all 120 seconds of them 2 minutes too. Listen, so X said, you robbed me of 2 minutes of my sleep, Slick. I was like, dang. And I felt them when he said, I like, my bad, bro, right? But I wore the sleeping mask on the show today because people are sleeping on the Dolphins. They are still sleeping on the Dolphins. And it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm Charlie Touche. I got Kadeem Simmons with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Y'all know what time it is. Fins Up Friday. Last Fins Up Friday, we had some technical difficulties. And for those who follow us, you guys know that we have a Monday episode, a Friday episode, and like a midweek episode. We didn't have our midweek episode. And we were having some technical issues, and we really want to get Fins Up Friday jumping the right way. So we're going to have to bring back a fan, and the plan is to have a fan every Friday on the episode, on the show. And until we can get it right, we got to make sure we can get it right before we bring fans on. But Fins Up Friday, you could take the man out of Miami, but you can't take Miami out of the man. Y'all know what time it is. Kadeem, bro, people are asleep on the Dolphins. And I heard all these takes. You know, we got the first take, the fresh take. And after the game, we come straight record. We don't have time to go on Twitter. And you're 5 hours ahead in London. And I'm on the East Coast right now. We don't have time to go look at everyone's take and see what everyone is saying on Twitter or anywhere else, on ESPN or whatever. And we just come out with the fresh take. And, you know, it's been a week now. Well, not a week. It's been 4 or 5 days since the massacre, the Buffalo massacre. And I heard some takes. And I'm like, bro, I remember an episode we had, Kadeem, last year. And I'm like, yo, we have PTSD as Miami Dolphin fans. And it's not good. Every little thing that happens, the world is ending. Oh no, this is it. It's over. It's happening. It's happening. You're like, we're back to it. Like, vibe. Relax. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, this is not Aaron Rodgers. I'm not gonna hit you with the RELAX. I'm not gonna hit you like that. We're not that comfortable, but it's week 3. We're 1-1. The same 1-1 we were probably gonna be anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when everyone looked at the schedule, I was like, all right, I don't really see a loss. We could beat Buffalo. Yes, we can beat Buffalo. But when at the end of the schedule, I'm like, all right, 13 and 3 is realistic, or 13 and 4, whatever the math is nowadays. Yo, 13 wins is realistic. That's not 17 wins. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say we're going to have 7. It's like 13, 12, 13 wins. So we're going to take this L. We're 1-1. We're on pace still for 13 wins. Relax, vibe, chill. The sky is falling. I'm like, yo, everybody's like, yo, it's a wrap. It's over with. Fire sale. Chris Greer, Brian Flores, Tua ain't it. Like, not even 4 months ago, Brian Flores was being heralded as the genius. The best GM in the game. He's changing the game. Madden trades. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking outside the box. He was just the genius. Now he's the GOAT, the other GOAT, the scapegoat. This is Brian Flores. This is Chris Greer's fault. Listen, we said this for a long time. We had a lot of holes on this team that had to be filled, and I had this phrase called Band-Aid pieces. We had a whole bunch of Band-Aid contracts like Shaq Lawson and Eric Flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like we had pieces like that they're not long-term pieces, and we knew it, and we knew we had so many positions that we needed to fill. The route that they opted to go were to get weapons. Targets for Tua was the hashtag. Should have been protection for Tua, but we hashtag target for Tua, and they got targets for Tua. We got our Lamborghini receivers to go with our Aston Martin quarterback, and we do not have the garage to protect them. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't. And I told everyone, what's gonna happen when you have these burners and you don't have time to get it to the burners over the top? So we're still gonna be throwing the ball. Ryan Fitzmagic, 2.3 seconds, record-breaking time. Get it out your hands. Get it out your hands. Get it out. Fuller can't go over the top. Waddle can't go over the top. You know what I'm saying? Forget about the hash and the sideline. We don't have time for that. So I got a question for you, Kadeem. And this is a question for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Answer it in the comments. Should we panic or should we have patience? Panic or patience? And my thing is like, yo, I'm not gonna panic in week 3. I'm not gonna panic in week 3. I'm not, bro. Like we're 1-1. Like on everything, we're in a good place right now. Actually, 1-1. If we're not 0-2. So, man, I think everybody's tripping, and the sky is falling in Miami, and like it's crazy. What you think?
You said a lot. It's a lot to unpack. I think, you know, when the schedule came out and the week by week schedule came out, as everyone, you go through the schedule, okay, win here, loss here, all that kind of stuff. The most optimistic Miami Dolphins fan, and I'm talking the ones who think the Dolphins can do no wrong, would have had us going 2-0. There you go. Okay, we beat the Patriots, you beat Buffalo. Most Miami fans would have gone, you know what? Beat the Patriots, and you probably lose to the Bills. Probably. You know, okay, you beat Buffalo at home, brilliant, perfect. But given how Buffalo have beaten us over the past few seasons, and we all expected Buffalo to beat Pittsburgh Steelers, we kind of went, okay, beat New England, lose to Buffalo. After we beat New England, me and you sat here in these very seats and went, you know what? If we lose to the Bills, it's not the end of the world, because the chances are New England beat the Jets, we lose to the Bills, and everyone's 1-1 apart from the Jets who are 0-2. And that's what's happened. So had we beat Buffalo, brilliant, perfect. But there still would have been another 15 games to go. So Buffalo would have caught us at some point, like you said, no one expected the Dolphins to go 17-0 this season. So no matter what record you had the Dolphins going, they're on pace for that. And if you had the Dolphins going 0-17, then they surpassed that already. So, you put it well. At the start of the season, it was, Chris Greer plays Madden, 4D chess, all these accolades. Brian Flores up there with your Bill Belichick. You can outcoach everyone, all that kind of stuff. After week 1, it was, okay, not convincing. But at the same time, Javon Holland looked good. Waddle, showed glimpses. It was like, you know what? They've done it again. It's all good. And I think it's the manner of defeat against Buffalo, which everyone just panicked. I think it would, had it been a close game, there would have been no panic. Like, you know what? We're on course. We've closed that gap to Buffalo. It was the fact that on the back of a less than convincing win against New England and an absolute blowout, shutdown, whatever you want to call it, against the Buffalo Bills, everyone was like, okay, no, this isn't going to work. How are we going to fix this? The defensive line is really, really bad. Go get a Sean Watson. It's like, I'm sorry, what? Like, how did you go from a really bad defensive line to go inside of Sean Watson? Like, that's what it's not like Tua played a half and was awful, and then Brissett came in and got back into the game, and we just about lost. That never happened.
Yeah.
It was Tua started, got beat up. Brissett came in and got beat up. The common denominator was that the QB got beat up. So this means that the guys in front of them were awful. They were awful. But again, the narrative this week has been panic. It's been okay, go and offer 2 first for Laremy Tunsil, or go and get the Sean Watson, and it's like, guys, let's take a step back, deep breath. Let's see how we look in week 4, week 5.
Laremy Tunsil, though. Let's talk about that, bro. It's not like Laremy Tunsil is playing like Laremy Tunsil did when he played here. Laremy Tunsil took a step down in Houston. He didn't play as good as he did when he played in Miami. You know what I'm saying? So for everyone to say trade the house for Laremy Tunsil, although I like the idea of King Tunsil coming back to Miami, because he has a holiday here in Miami. He's gonna get a statue. No. I like the idea.
He's on my list of NFL players that I just don't like because he pranked me, and that hurt.
What do you mean he pranked you?
Have I never told this story?
No.
Texans are in London, yeah. I was at the game as media. So I'm in the locker room after the game. Texan players walking around, all this kind of stuff, trying to get interviews from players. Most saying no. It is what it is, You ask, can I have a quick word? Players say no. I understand it. Tunsil's a big guy. The Tunsil was sitting there. I walk over. Hey, Laremy, do you mind if I interview you? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay, cool, fair enough. Thank you very much. Good game. See you later. So I walk off. So as I walked off, I've turned around behind me. So he's like over there in the background sitting down.
Yeah.
And he's chatting to this woman. And he was like, yeah, that guy over there. That's the one that spoke to me, tried to interview me. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I don't know if, and then he started laughing, no, I'm just kidding with you. I was like, yo, why would you do that? And then he was laughing, the woman was laughing. I was nervous because obviously this was my first time in an NFL locker room, and I didn't know if there was a way to, conduct interviews. I was told if you see a player, as long as they're not, busy, go and speak to them, blah, blah. So I was like, I've messed up. Was I meant to speak to someone?
Yeah.
Funny.
Bruh.
Funny, but
y'all had a moment. Look what you mean. That's the moment. That should be your boy now.
Did I tell you about the moment with Leonard Fournette?
Oh yeah, you told about that. Hold on, but before we go there, there's a chance Tunsil might remember that, bro. You remember that reporter in London that he might remember something like that, bro.
He might do.
Y'all had a little moment. I like it.
A moment that made me nervous, but yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to get back to the point I was making. So
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to go and get Laremy Tunsil, that doesn't change the fact that Tua got beat on his right.
That's my point.
So, and is it Emmanuel Acho or I can't pronounce his last name? So I put
Acho.
Yeah. So this week he had a whole segment on the Dolphins failing to protect Tua and basically setting him up to fail. And they showed the sack with basically where he hurt his ribs. And I can't remember the guy he was speaking to. A former
bro. Tua looked like he was in so much pain, bro. It hurt me.
Yeah.
To see the pain on Tua's face. It looked like if you watched the Tua hit, bro, it looked like he was holding his rib, and in his mind was like, did I make the right decision to play football? That's what it looked like, bro.
It was like I had a hip injury and I had an out. Did I really need to come back? But yeah. So he was basically the guy he was chatting to was a defensive end. Can't remember who it was. And again, apologies for that. Mm-hmm. But his whole thing was that it's like what I said on Sunday. It wasn't an amazing move to get to Tua. It was the most basic of basic moves. Tua had no time to do anything. And I think from the all 22s, there's stills of Hunt telling Davis block that guy. Like that guy over there, AJ Epinesa, block that guy. And I think last season, Epinesa had something like 4 quarterback hurries or pressures all season. He got 3 on Sunday. So this, and this is what people are saying. It's you can get Larry Tunsil, okay, fair enough. But Tua's blind side is still going to be an issue, and it doesn't matter. Like it is what it is. And again, so to answer your question, this week I've been full panic. I've been upset because Tua might not make it to London, and there will be tears. But outside of that, it's
speak it into existence, Kadeem. Tua's going to be in London. He's going to play. He's going to play.
I was, but then again, any press conference today, Brian Flores said that Tua day to day, and when someone day to day on the Brian Flores, he's done. Like he's not playing again. Like just his season's finished. But no, listen. So very quickly, it's week 2. We still have another 15 games.
Week 3.
So week 3. So yeah, week 3 we're 1-1. Aaron Rodgers' voice. Relax.
Listen. Laremy Tunsil. First of all, he's not playing as good as he did before, and you're gonna have to give away all kind of capital to get him. And he plays on the left side, not the right side. I don't know what else I can do to get this point across that we need a right tackle, people. A right tackle. Tua's blind side is his right side, not his left side. All right. So what's happening here is we have a failure to comprehend like what we need on this O-line. All right. Somehow, some way, like the Dolphins want to get rid of this, like Solomon Kinley out the lineup for some reason. I don't know why they keep going to Solomon Kinley of all places. I'm like, yo, all places. We gonna start with Solomon Kinley? I don't like that idea. All right. And I hear the news with Austin Jackson, the unhappiness, the unsettled unrest. You know what I'm saying with Austin Jackson? Okay, well. If you remember Eric Flowers started on the outside in his career. All right. Was horrible, got beat up, went to a different team, kicked the inside, became I don't know if he was an all-pro when he went to guard. I don't know if he made it to the Pro Bowl as a guard. He might have made one year as a Pro Bowl inside that guard. Before you already off Austin Jackson and take him behind the barn, all right, and don't give him no chance to get to where we need him to be. You might want to try them inside at left guard, but not for Liam Eichenberg at left tackle. We don't have enough pieces on the O-line to play around with Austin Jackson at left guard. We don't have enough for that. He's the best left tackle on the team. People need to understand that. Whether you're unhappy with Austin Jackson's play or not, he's the best left tackle we have on this team. Now, if you go get Laremy Tunsil and kick Austin Jackson into left guard, that'll do something. That'll shake something. But what about Tua's blind side? You know what I'm saying? Then what happens with Solomon Kinley? Because you're gonna put Solomon Kinley behind Austin Jackson at left guard. You're gonna move Solomon Kinley to right guard. Robert Hunt's a pretty good right guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we dropped the ball. All right. And I said this again. We're a family, Dolphin family. There's no shots at people. Just accountability. You know what I'm saying? Chris Greer's my boy. Shout out to Chris Greer. Manipulated the trades. Loves to rearrange contracts. I like it. I like what Chris Greer has going on. I think he should be the GM for the next foreseeable future. But he dropped the ball with the O-line. I would have preferred to go O-line, get the O-line right, excuse me, because you just need to catch the ball. You're a receiver. Good quarterbacks make the receivers better. Peyton Manning made no-name receivers. Dude that used to play in New England, he made no-name receivers. You know what I'm saying? People who weren't anybody become good because of your quarterback. Aaron Rodgers receivers are Aaron Rodgers. All you got to do is run the route, catch the ball. That's it. I feel like we needed to protect them a little bit more. I got all kind of headshots, you know what I'm saying, when I wanted to go 2 O-linemen in the draft, or at least one in the first. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chris Greer for not drafting Tevin Jenkins like everybody wanted to. I like Tevin Jenkins. Kadeem, you like Tevin Jenkins. He ended up having a back injury and missed the whole season. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, there's no one person, maybe Patrick Mahomes. Maybe that's it. Patrick Mahomes might be the only player in the NFL that you just take like, yo, he does not mess up, which obviously he throws a pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no flaws in Patrick Mahomes' game. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody in the NFL who is just batting 1,000. Nobody. So even if you got rid of Chris Greer and you brought in the next GM, that GM might be able to draft better, but might set up contracts worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I am happy with Chris Greer. I am happy with Brian Flores. I love Tua Tagovailoa. I believe we need to protect them. All I wanted this year was 35 touchdowns from Tua so we could just prove to everybody, like, yo, we got our quarterback. We can't even come out of week 2 without not knowing, like, yo, we still don't know if we got our quarterback. I know we have our quarterback, but it's like everybody's still going to have this question now.
The thing is, though, it's funny. So I want to kind of make 2 points. And the first is, and we've said this before, people want to give Ryan Tannehill how many years in Miami want to give Tua 10 games. And then Tannehill goes to a team which protects him, and he looks as good as he does. Look at Sam Darnold right now. Without, like, away from the New York Jets and with better protection, he looks like the quarterback coming out of college. What I also like about Sam Darnold,
I like Sam Darnold, by the way. I said that before, but go ahead.
But also as well, they have him. They're using his mobility, which is something which we don't see enough from Tua. Like, you've got this quarterback, he's really good at throwing the ball on the run. So let's have him drop back 7 steps and then stand in the pocket. No, bootlegs, all the. Anyways, so that's the first thing. I really forgot what the second thing is. That's just the way my mind. No, that's it. It was people want to talk about, Chris Greer's, what he's done in the draft, gone all the way back to 2016 and gone, Chris Harris, where is he now?
Charles Harris.
So Charles Harris, sorry. Michael Millen, Isaac Azayata, Cordrea Tangadis, like all he played, and it's like.
And we don't even know those are his picks, though. You know what I'm saying? Because Tannenbaum was in the building.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then Gase had say in a lot of stuff. So we don't know who was his guys. And then there was rumors that Ross had a pick in there too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So nah, man. Like, it's funny how things, like,
go ahead. People had to go back to 2016, but then as the years have gone on, and especially since Brian Flores has come in, they've done pretty well. I know, like, a lot of people do not like Christian Wilkins. I like him. He's not a pass rush defensive tackle, but the one thing we've noticed is that when he's not on the field,
that run game.
Yeah, and that run game is going to be an issue because, oh my days, like, that's 2 weeks in a row now where first play of the game or opening plays of the game, both the Patriots and the Bills are just run up the middle and you're going, yep, don't care about your entire life. Like, Moses part of the Red Sea, don't care about your life, we're gone. Miami needs to stop that. Like, they need to stop that from the get-go. They need to get back to being stout up the middle, stopping the run, forcing teams into third and long, and then stopping them. And my last point, people didn't give Tua a single minute. He came in, he trashed, get out. I'm not saying these are bad quarterbacks. I'm in no way saying that. But keep up the same energy for Zach Wilson, Joe Burrow, and Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is terrible right now, bro.
Didn't Burrow throw like a pick on 3 consecutive plays? Or something dumb like that?
I heard somebody did. I don't know who it was though.
I think it was Burrow. And again, I said it last week after the Bills game, and I'll say it again. Tua is 2-0 against Bill Belichick. He scored touchdowns against Bill Belichick's defense. Even if it's without Stephon Gilmore, I don't want to hear it. Because that same Bill Belichick-led defense made Zach Wilson look, I'm going to say it, look buns. He was awful. He was trash. Awful. So, and again, as but people don't want to hear it. I'm in no way saying that Tua has been playing like Dan Marino. No one is saying that. But listen, when he's getting under 2 seconds to throw the ball, come on, like, people, seriously. So
Herbert got shut out against Belichick defense, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what's really funny? So Omar Kelly. A lot of Dolphins fans don't quite like him. But someone turned around to him on Twitter and said, did we miss on Justin Herbert? And Omar's response was brilliant. He said, until Justin Herbert has a winning record, don't bring his name up. And I was like, yo, I was like, okay, Omar. And again, it's true. Tua is what, 7-4, yeah, winning record. And that fourth defeat hurt me because he played 7 snaps. Like, he was a starter, so fair enough. But it is what it is. That's always going to be down, as that thing. But Justin Herbert, dude, come on, like, again, you put Justin Herbert behind this line, he might have got injured on that play. But how many quarterbacks with a big dude like AJ Epinesa coming at you 3 and not slow down, hit you clean?
He was salivating just knowing that he was going to get that hit. He must have been just licking his chops. Hey, Tua, the youngest quarterback to go into Foxborough and get a W. You might as well throw that accolade in there too. Good day, bro. What do you? Let's talk Raiders preview. What do you think we'll look like? We got Will Fuller coming back. Jacoby Brissett is going to be the quarterback now. We turning the corner. What's going to happen?
It really is a tough one because you just think if Miami can protect Brissett just a little bit, and I think Brissett's like throw time is like 2.9 seconds, which with this defensive line, dude, like issues. But it's one of those things where it starts with a run game of sort, a run game which makes the Raiders respect Miami's run game. Because if not, if Miami can just drop back and pass every single snap, it's not going to go well. And again, the Raiders don't have this amazing defense, which I really want to shout home about. But at the same time, the 2-0, we haven't really looked that fluid with the ball in our hands. So I want to see more Gaskin. I want to see us, really stick with Gaskin. I want to see how Fuller looks in his debut. But be it with Tua, and I'd rather see it with Tua, but Brissett is Brissett. I want to see more motion. I feel like, again, we've in the 2 weeks we've seen limited motion, and when we've seen it, it's worked. I want to see, let's get Waddle on some end arounds or whatever. Just get the ball to Waddle's hand. Let's see what we can do. Get the ball into Wilson's hands if he doesn't want to drop the ball. See what he can do. I want to see a lot more Mike Gesicki. Like, please.
I was just about to go there. So how about this? We're not gonna like this. I don't think I'm the only one that noticed that Tua and Gesicki don't connect as often as we would like to see that connection.
Agreed.
Fitzmagic loves Gesicki, always targeted him. At one point was the most targeted red zone receiver in football, in the NFL. At one point, Mike Gesicki, when Fitzmagic was the quarterback. Tua comes in, gets the keys to the castle, and the targets for Gesicki go down. Brissett comes in, good target for Gesicki. Targets for Gesicki go back up. I can't be the only one that notices that. Gesicki is in a contract year. What are the Dolphins going to do with Mike Gesicki? You have a Mike Gesicki jersey behind you right now. And I'm like, yo,
take it down, burn it.
Listen, this pains me to say this. And I remember I said this last season. I like, yo, don't come at me, but just keep this in mind. There's a world where Mike Gesicki is not a Dolphin after week 8. Like, if we are not moving forward with Mike Gesicki and we are not going to sign him, they might as well trade him and get something for him. Don't let him KD you. Don't let him Kevin Durant you and let him walk. And then don't get nothing for him. We drafted Hunter Long. Oh, why we draft Hunter Long after everybody wanted Kyle Pitts? Why you draft a tight end? Yeah, I just said tight end at 3 overall. We should have went Kyle Pitts. Anyway, I love Mike Gesicki. I draft him every year on fantasy because I can't get my emotions out the way. So I want Mike Gesicki on this team. But the Tua Gesicki connection on the field isn't what we hope it would be. So just be prepared. If Mike Gesicki is not a Dolphin after week 8, don't be surprised. Flip side of that is, what are we doing with Mike Gesicki? Do we sign him? Do we sign him long term? Like, what is he gonna want? Not with his numbers not being what the top tight end numbers are, but everybody in the NFL knowing that he's a top 5 tight end. What happens with that contract? You see what I'm saying? Those contract conversations. So I'll tell you right now, if Miami move on from Mike Gesicki this season, like let's say next week, we move on next week from Mike Gesicki and we bring in the O-lineman. Let's just say it. Let's just the Dolphins trade Mike Gesicki, bring in a starting right tackle. Bro, it'll help that it was a lineman that came back. It'll help. Like, everybody won't jump out the building. But yo, if Mike Gesicki gets traded now, dog, I'm telling you now, bro, it's gonna be a lot of. I should be a therapist, because that's the therapy is gonna go through the roof. People gonna need to see all kind of. They're gonna need to seek all kind of help, bro, as a Dolphin fan. So, man, you brought up Mike Gesicki, and if I said panic or patience, I ain't gonna lie. I'm patient with everything. Everything with the Dolphins got going on. It's week 3. There's no need to panic. But I'm a little uneasy when it comes to the Mike Gesicki conversation, because I don't know what's going to happen here. Like, we have the cap. We're going to have the cap to sign him in the offseason. But what does that mean if Tua is not finding them?
So it's weird, because when it's like Shaheen and Durham Smythe, like, Tua finds them. And I don't understand it. It's like, you've got a better tight end than Mike Gesicki. So find him. But it's also like, when it's Tua, it's also a matter of, he likes, it's like he kind of starts to go to Devontae Parker a bit more. But it's like, but Gesicki's got the better hands. So go to him. If you're a big body guy, they go to Mike. Like, it kind of makes no sense. And when he did go to Mike, they have a good connection. And off the field, it feels like they get on really, really well. Because Gesicki is one of the only players who speaks out, like, dude, Tua's that guy. Like, you know, unprovoked, Gesicki's like, no, Tua's my guy. We're all good. I have to imagine, especially week 1 against New England, it was New England kind of shut him down, if that makes sense. It was a matter of, we're going to take away Gesicki away from you because we know he can kill us. So we're going to make you go to the other guys. We didn't see week 2, he was only in for 7 snaps. So we don't quite know. I'll be interested to see what Brissett does with him. And if Tua comes back in before the trade deadline, what Tua does with him. There's the option to tag him, maybe.
Hold on, bro. You said you don't think Tua is going to be available for London. And now you said if Tua comes back before the trade deadline. How long you think Tua is going to be out, bro?
Okay, they said between 3 to 6 weeks.
Who is they?
Pardon?
Who is they?
I think that was what, when it came out that, because it came out that he didn't have fractured ribs.
Right.
Now he does have fractured ribs. And then people were like, but hold on, like, the first MRI said that he was fine.
Yeah.
Why is it days later that something showing up? That made no sense. So then it was like, so when this whole, something showed on the MRI is between 3 to 6 weeks, it was like, oh, okay. But then again, on Friday, Flores was like, he's progressing well. It's day to day. Yep. Now, obviously, I joke saying that, well, his season's over, because when Flores says day to day, that means he's not coming back. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if he truly is day to day, they might be like, well, you know what? You know, Oakland is too soon. So we'll bring him in next week. The only game I don't really want to see him in, and this is me being, overprotective, is that Tampa Bay game. Because those, like, if the O-line isn't fixed by Tampa, that's gonna be brutal.
You know, it's funny. I just brought up the schedule, and just at a glance, and just off of just off the top of my head, they said it was a pain tolerance thing, and it's can he play through the pain? You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanting your franchise quarterback to come back because he's your franchise quarterback, and we want to see him be tough. There's a such thing as hurting the team and not helping the team. You know what I'm saying? As a franchise quarterback, you have to be able to make the decision of, you know what, I would hurt this team more if I came back right now than I would help this team out if I came back right now. So
very quickly, Flores has been saying, like, if he could, he would play. Like, we've got people to say, yo, Tua, relax. So again, it makes sense. It's like you're only hurting yourself and the team by playing through this pain. Give it a week or two.
You want him to come back at 75%, 80% for the next 5 games? Or you want him to be like 95% for the next five, miss 2 games and then come back at 95%. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, people. Come on. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You know what I'm saying? Like, chill. You know what I'm saying? So look, I was looking at the schedule. We got Vegas. A winnable game, by the way. It's a winnable game. You have Brissett for a reason. Vegas is a winnable game. Stop sleeping on the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Stop sleeping, bro. Like, we all right. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be all right. So then you got Indianapolis. Another winnable game. In Miami, by the way. Carson Wentz is playing on peg legs right now. How you have 2 bad ankles? Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Another winnable game. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Give this man to a break. He's not playing this week. You get this W, depending on what this looks like. Even if you take an L, it depends on what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? You play this week, regardless. Tua's not playing. Indianapolis is a winnable game. If you ask me, Tua probably wouldn't play. Probably wouldn't. And I was the spokesperson last season for let Tua sit out the whole season. I was the spokesperson. And then when we didn't let him sit out, I was the president of the do not let Tua start against the Rams and Aaron Donald. And what happened? Tua's first game as a starter in the NFL was against Aaron Donald and the Rams. What happened on his first drop back? The man gets hit like he got hit against AJ Epinesa. And like he gets up like, this can't be life. Like, he got up, was like, yo, like, are you serious? My first drop back? If Brian Flores brings Tua back, first game against Tampa, like after this injury, I'm gonna have a suspicion that Tua was not Flores' pick. Like, for real, I'm like, yo, Flores didn't want Tua. You know what I'm saying? If he brings him back against Tampa, I'm gonna say Flores didn't want Tua. So that tells me, Kadeem, I would be flying across the pond to see Tua Tagovailoa play in person against Jacksonville. That's what it tells me. So
I'd say very quickly, if Tua doesn't play against Jacksonville, Miami never come to England again. Because both times you come to England, your starting quarterback's been injured. Ryan Tannehill last time and Tua now. Guys, don't do it. Guys, I'm telling you now, like, my curse is the jerseys. The Dolphins curse is London. Guys, boy, don't you dare. Don't you dare. No, not doing it. Not doing it.
Man. Yo, hey, let's get into no huddle, bro.
Yeah, no huddle. So, the weather for Sunday in Vegas, 34 degrees Celsius, 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I got that right. I don't know why I had to stop for that for. In terms of the injury report, let me grab it very quickly. So this is from Thursday. I haven't seen Friday's one yet. But Tua is out, obviously, ribs. We have Jesse Davis and Jakeem Grant limited in practice. This was on Thursday. Davis was a knee, Grant was an ankle, and then full participants, Ogbar, Parker, and Williams. Now, the Raiders, these guys did not participate Wednesday or Thursday. Richie Incognito, Josh Jacobs, Dallin Leavitt, and Roderick Timor. Those last two, don't even know who they are. Limited with Nick Kwiatkowski, Carl Nassib, and Darius Fillon, and then full participants who were on injury report: Jonathan Abram, Derek Carr, Alec Ingold, Quinton Jefferson, Alex Leatherwood, and Yannick Ngakwe. So yeah, both teams kind of beat up. The Raiders more beat up than the Dolphins, but what can you do?
Fantasy football news. My co-host, not your co-host, not your co-host, my co-host, drafted Aaron Jones 2nd overall and stunned the draft. Aaron Jones put up 41 points last week. Shout out to you, Kadeem. Mike Evans in Kadeem's starting lineup, 24.5 points. The same week, Aaron Jones put up 41 points. Shout out to my co-host, Kadeem Simmons. Rondale Moore started in Kadeem's lineup, 24.4 points. I don't know how Kadeem did this, but he did it. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Aaron Jones, 41 points. Mike Evans, 24 points. Started Rondale Moore, 24 points. And Kadeem still lost. Dude, I don't know how you do that, bro.
Okay, the beef is literally because I had Tua, and Tua went down straight away. So at that point, it's like game done.
That's wild, bro. Like, and you started random. I ain't gonna lie, you got some pieces on this team. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you want to see me about a trade, you can see me. Like, I could help you out. You know what I'm saying? We'll get you right. But this week, fantasy football, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The only person I'm starting is 40 Acres and a Hellcat, friend of the podcast, Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin is gonna give you a minimum of 14 points this week. Start him in your flex RB2 if you need to. I'm in another league where I just traded Stephon Diggs and Devontae Adams in the same week. Like, yo, I needed running back help so bad. So I got Myles Gaskin in my flex. Actually, I already had Myles Gaskin. I don't want you to think I traded Diggs and Devontae Adams for Myles Gaskin. But so yeah, I'm still gonna be starting Myles Gaskin in my flex in that league. If you have Myles Gaskin, he is the automatic lock this week. 14, the floor is 14 points. I anticipate a lot of short throws. I anticipate a lot of scat back routes. He's going to get a lot of catches. He's going to have 7 targets this game. Savon Ahmed, he's going to have 6 targets this game. So that's what I see. I can't trust Jacoby Brissett with any of the receivers. When I say trust, I'm not talking about, drop passes. I'm not negative Nancy like Kadeem is. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we don't know the chemistry. We don't know if Jacoby Brissett is going to come out and target Devontae Parker 14 times and Will Fuller once. We don't know who he's comfortable with. We just don't know. We haven't seen the chemistry yet. And if you're earlier on in your fantasy football season, it's a little different than the 18-week NFL season where you go behind 0-3 in your fantasy league and you're going to have a fire sale. So I wouldn't trust anybody on the Dolphins this week except Myles Gaskin. I like what Gesicki and Brissett did. Like, I like that combination. I don't know if I could trust it though. Again, if you did not draft a tight end before Mike Gesicki and you let the draft come to you, you got to start Mike Gesicki. I don't hate it. I don't love it. As far as the other side of the ball, Josh Jacobs might not go. Even if he does go, I'm not starting Josh Jacobs. I have Josh Jacobs in I had Josh Jacobs in our Go Time Dolphins podcast league, and I traded him. I knew he was like limping around, hurting a little bit, and I wanted to just off him. So Then he's put up some points, and I got rid of him as soon as possible. So shout out to everybody in the Go Time Dolphins League. I got Marvin Jones out of that trade. Appreciate you. Where you at? What's your record in that league, Kadeem?
0-2.
My dog. So all right. The Raiders, Kenyon Drake. Interesting. Flex him. Should be interesting. I think they're going to try to get this man in the box. I don't know how many points he really gets, but I would consider starting Kenyon Drake in the flex, depending on what you got on your roster. I think that could come through for you. Henry Ruggs, I don't like it. Maybe he gets lucky over the top once, but I don't like anybody on this Raiders team except Darren Waller. Like, listen, this is a matchup that has been a year in the making. I want Eric Rowe, and you know what? This is actually the end of No Huddle, so we can kind of go into this though, Kadeem. I want to see Eric Rowe get the first bite of the apple at Darren Waller. You guys know I'm a UFC fan. I love mixed martial arts. Love the UFC. I'll probably be a fanboy if I seen Dana White in person. There's only two people, like Dana White, Tua. Like, if I could ever seen one of them boys, Habib Nurmagomedov. You know what I'm saying? If I see one of them boys in public, I might be like, man, I need a picture. I ain't gonna lie to you. I need a pic. You feel me? There's no one else. I met a lot of people in my life. I've seen a lot of people. I worked with a lot of people in my life. Yeah, I don't know. I was never the fanboy. Dana White, Habib Nurmagomedov, Tua Tagovailoa, Tua Ningamano Olapolo Tagovailoa. If I ever see one of them boys in public, I'll probably go fanboy. Let's get a pic, whatever. Listen, Eric Rowe he put up a picture. He didn't, but he did. He put up a picture in his bathroom on the mirror of Darren Waller. And every morning when he wakes up and brushes his teeth, he looks at the picture like, I can't wait to get this game back. I cannot wait to see what Eric Rowe does against Darren Waller. 12-round fight. Darren Waller won 8 of the 12 rounds last year. Rowe hung in as long as he could. It's Darren Waller, bro. He hung in as long as he could, but he didn't get the W. I want Eric Rowe to get the first bite at Darren Waller. If he's unsuccessful, let's go Hollywood Holland. Let's see what you got. I want to see that too. So Hollywood Holland on Darren Waller or Eric Rowe on Darren Waller. But this should be a good game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not concerned about this game at all.
Yeah, same. You know, outside of some horrible officiating last season, that game doesn't, you don't get that miracle Matt Collins catch. And I think the last few times we played the Raiders, we've kind of had their number. So yeah, I'm still confident. I think the defense, like, if we can find some kind of pass rush, then I think we'll be fine. We need people to start getting home a lot quicker. But apart from that, the DBs will be amazing as always. Like you said, they might have one over the top, and that's all you're going to get. So that one over the top, make the most of it. We're probably going to get another X interception because that's all he does. Keep getting those turnovers because that's what we do. And at that point, it just comes down to, can Miami establish the run and put up points this week? And if they can do that, then they should be fine.
The streak stays alive?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like it. Y'all know what time it is? Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Very quickly, because we haven't discussed it yet.
Yeah.
What is going on in Baywatch? Like, 49ers, man, I need to start losing some games. Like, I need that to happen because can't have a good 49ers team this year. Can't happen.
You know what's funny about Baywatch? I thought about it when we recorded right after the game on Sunday, but since it was 35 zip and we were still like on ventilators, you know what I'm saying? Like, we forgot to bring up Baywatch. So 49ers take their L this week to Green Bay. Yeah. They start their L this week to Green Bay. And that first round pick looks a little bit better for us. That's a tough division over there, bro. You got
Yeah.
Arizona coming on. You got the Rams over there. You got Seattle over there. I like our chances with this pick. 2 of them teams are going to make the playoffs in the NFC West. 2 of those teams are going to make the playoffs. Hopefully, San Fran is the 4th team over there. Like, I can see it. That's not far-fetched. That's a tough division right now. So I think only person I trust over there is Kyle Shanahan. I don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo. Lance might be good, but he's a rookie, bro. Like, I need him to have some growing pains. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I love Kyle Shanahan to death. And he knows what he's doing. He's one of the best in my opinion. His dad was nice too. So I think we'll be all right. As of right now, if you said where do I think this pick is gonna come in at, it's in the teens, bro. It's 16-ish, 17-ish. And I don't think they'll make the playoffs though. But it's not as sexy as we would like it to be. Maybe they take some tough losses and we could get it at the best like 12. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't look like we're gonna have the success that we did with your boy Bill O'Brien.
Nah, not at all. And very quickly before we go, shout out to Josh Krashner. I've got my CM Punk t-shirt on, best in the world. I know he's a massive wrestling fan, so obviously, you know, wrestling t-shirt, Miami Dolphins. Go follow me. Go follow him. Amplify to Rock. You know, I saw your tweet to him during the week. He's one of our dudes, one of our day ones. So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. Hey, I don't think people understand what time it really is, man. Like, look, I told Kadeem, just for our new followers and listeners, listen, I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, across the street from Joe Robbie Stadium. And I'll do this again on another podcast, but in the front of it, just because, you know, it's bonus time, you know, people getting out of here. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, grew up across the street off of 27th Avenue and 209th Street. And we used to sit on the roof of the house, watch the Jumbotron from across the street on the top of the roof and get a glimpse of the game, see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? That's how I became a Dolphin fan. Joe Robbie Stadium. Kadeem Simmons is in London. He went to a Dolphins. No, his first Dolphins game was against the Saints, right? Yeah. First Dolphins game was against the Saints. I met Kadeem in London at this underground pub. The man had a Kiko Alonso jersey on. I'm like, bro, you got a Dolphin jersey on. You're like, yeah, I'm a Dolphins fan. And before I even knew how long this man was a fan, he was speaking the language of a hurt Dolphins fan. And I knew he was a legitimate Dolphin fan. Like, bro, no matter how, you don't have to be a lifelong Dolphin fan to be a diehard Dolphin fan. And when I talked to Kadeem Simmons for the first time, like, I knew you was more of a fan than some of the people born and raised in Miami. I already knew it. You know what I'm saying? So hats off to you. And the way this podcast got started, Kadeem said, well, I reached out to Kadeem after I couldn't find a couple co-hosts for my show. And I'm like, hey, Kadeem, I need like a 3rd round pick to start for this team. You know what I'm saying? And Kadeem has performed. MVP, Pro Bowl caliber co-host. You know what I'm saying? My dog, 12 stacks, 12K, Kadeem, 12K. You feel me? And before this podcast got started, I was like, yeah, let's just wait till January. Yeah, let's just keep. And I kept procrastinating, kept pushing it back. And to Kadeem's credit, he texted me and said, nah, bro, we got to record today. We got to record right now. This is last year, first week. And he forced the issue. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. We got the ball rolling. The podcast was underway. We started having some success. Shout out to William Hayes, former Miami Dolphins. Shout out to Austin Jackson, a fan of the podcast. Shout out to Miles Gaskin Jr. I'm about to say Miles Gaskin Jr. Shout out to Miles Gaskin, All Gas No Breaks, for coming on to the show. And with all that being said, Josh Katsker, shout out to 5-Yard League, by the way. Josh Katsker on Twitter, just unprovoked. We don't even know this guy. You know what I'm saying? Shouted us out on Twitter, came to the podcast, asked people to help us out, reached out did some things on his platform for us, and this week I just added them. I'm really not on social media much, but I would like to be, so I'll get there eventually. And he reached, I reached out to him, I shot him out. I just wanted to say, hey Josh, bro, we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Your kindness does not go unnoticed. You feel me? And we rock with you. Amplify the rock, Josh Kasker. Y'all check out Same Old Dolphin Show podcast on dolphinstalk.com. Shout out to Kevin Durn too. And y'all know what time it is, man. Go Time Dolphins signing out.